Hey folks, and welcome to episode number 2 of The Horseman's Journey. My name is Colton Woods, and I'm super excited to be bringing you guys this vlog and podcast of our documentation as we build our own equine businesses and dive into the hot topics surrounding the equine industry, So today we're going to be talking about a super hot topic that I'm extremely passionate about. I'm going to be talking right to the college equestrian. I've been there very recently. I just graduated in May of 2015 from the University of Kentucky's Equine Science and Management program, and working with young college students and working with students that are considering going to college and working through an equine program is something I'm super passionate about. It's one of the things I got to do when I spent about a year and a half traveling on the road. We'd get to equine expos and folks would come and say, hey, we've been following you on social media. We saw that you went to UK. My daughter's getting ready to go through the program. Or a student would come up to me and go, I'm in college at an equine program, and they're looking for some advice or some guidance on what they could do to best set themselves up for the long term, for when they're ready to take on that first job. And so today I want to dive into that. I want to speak right to and right with you guys. I know that later on this year we're going to have the opportunity to talk at a couple different colleges in their equine programs about our experience from going from not gotten into horses until later in life to deciding to go down the collegiate route and then entering the workforce, and now actually being on the employer side where we're providing internships and working student opportunities, and hopefully not too far off to being able to actually employ somebody full time as part of our team. So like I said, guys, I went to the University of Kentucky, did the 4-year program, and went through their Equine Science and Management program. And there is a very, very big disconnect right now between the expectations being taught in some of the colleges. I cannot tell you that it's all of the colleges, but I've had the opportunity to work with certain staff members at the college that I went to, as well as other colleges in the area and around the country. I've spent some time talking with those that are, whether they're professors teaching certain classes or involved in the career development of the students. I've got to spend some time learning from them what is being taught to the students on the backside of academia. I know going through the program myself, they didn't tell us exactly how much money we were going to make when we left. And that was one of the questions, being in my senior exit capstone class, I really tried to get an answer to. They had just got the numbers in, and they were so low that they honestly wouldn't tell me what the numbers were. But as a college student, we have to be able to make the right decisions for our careers, and I want to be able to help you guys as much as I can set yourselves up for success down the road. What can you be doing today that will help you make sure that you're ready to get a job when you go out? So I'll be right forward. Let's just get right into it. Your degree is not enough. Your degree, you spending the 3 to 4 years in college, some of you guys might be in 2-year programs, it's not enough. Who cares? The industry does not care about that piece of paper. Now, you're going to say, that's not fair. Well, we're going to do another video that talks about the industry side of it and being an employer, but frankly, there's going to be some changes. I agree that there should be a bit of respect towards the college education, but guess what? We all know, going through a college program, that it lays a good foundation, and simply that, nothing more, nothing less. It lays a solid foundation for your knowledge moving forward. But what matters most is what you're doing outside of the classroom and how you're applying that knowledge to your future career field. Now, if you're going to go to college and you're going to become a veterinarian, you need to go to class, and then so that you can get into vet school. And you probably need to go be a vet technician or get some hands-on experience at a clinic or something like that, so that you're applying that knowledge. The situation is no different, but you're going to school so that you can go to school again. Now, a lot of us are going to go, and a lot of people like myself, you're going to go to college, get your 4-year or 2-year degree of equine science, and then you're going to go look for a job because you're not going to another 4 years of vet school. And what is super imperative, whether you're going to vet school or not, is that you're developing skills that make you into an asset when you go to look for a job later on down the road. So right now, as I'm talking about this, I want you to think about what you're doing right now that would, outside of the classroom, give you the hardcore assets or hardcore skills to be at. If you want to be a horse trainer, are you out apprenticing or being an assistant trainer for somebody else? Or are you starting colts on the side and you're training horses on your own so that when you get out, you can say, yeah, I've been through college, but I've also been riding horses and having a clientele for this many people. Or maybe you're super entrepreneur, you're like, I'm going to college and then I'm starting my own business. What are you doing today? If you want to start your own business, what are you doing today? I wouldn't even wait. That was one thing that I wish I would have done a little different. I was building my own business, but it was in a different form. But if you're in college and you're like, when I graduate, I'm opening up my own online tax store, right? Start now. Like, what are you doing today? Or go intern with somebody that does e-commerce. Go do that. Might be going into bloodstock and wanting to learn how to do pedigree analysis and all that fun stuff, because that comes to me in mind because I'm here in thoroughbred country in Kentucky. But what are you doing to learn more? Are you interning with the bloodstock agent or working with somebody that's in charge of developing the pedigree books before sales? Guys, I cannot stress the importance of the internships are what make the college experience, because it's not necessarily always what you're doing, but who you are doing it with. And that is so important, that you guys are out, you're doing your internships and you're meeting people, you're making connections, developing relationships. And when you have the opportunity and someone says, hey, if you can stay for an extra hour, this other person's going to come out, and you get to see them do that. Even if you're not interested in what they're doing, stay, do it. Meet that person, because that person might be the link to your next job, guys. So I want to make sure this is extremely valuable, guys. Like, the internships are key. Don't get so emotional on the fact that the industry itself goes, that's great, you have a college education, who cares? You know what? Because that is what it is. It's going to change in the next couple of years, because your demand for your lifestyle is going to change. But I want you guys to be very understanding of this, because we went through college, and I went to a career fair here recently where I talked with some different professors that are in charge of helping people make the decisions, and they're telling people just like yourself what you need to expect from your employer. I'm going to give you the real hard facts of it. You're not going to make $50,000 to $75,000 a year right out of school. Some of you will. Majority of you won't. I didn't. I'm one of those that did not. Actually, I made $200 a week after I graduated college. But guess what? It was like me taking an internship. It was like taking a free internship. I was willing to take minimal pay for a massive amount of experience that has now set me up to run my own business. And I gained the hardcore knowledge and the experience that I needed so I could feel successful, or I could feel ready to go off and do things on my own, which was my ultimate goal. But you guys need to look at the very hardcore facts about the industry. And I want to be very blunt with you. You're not going to graduate and make $50,000 to $75,000 a year. You're not going to get a full benefits, 401k, health and dental and eye and vision and all that stuff, as well as 2 weeks paid vacation, housing, a car, and your cell phone bill paid. Keep dreaming. You know what? There's nothing wrong with wanting to get that eventually, but it's not going to come just because you have a piece of paper that says, I graduated from such and such institution, such and such institution. You're going to have to go out and you're going to have to get the hardcore skills and assets to make yourself valuable to these employers. These employers are the baby boomer generation, and they look at things completely different than we do, because I'm in the same group as you guys, and they don't see things the same. But guess what? It doesn't matter, because we're next. They're retiring and dying off faster than ever before, because that baby boomer generation, the millennials, our generation right now, is the largest group right now with buying power and being hired right now, because it's our turn. We're the ones stepping in, and they're the ones that raised us. So it's nothing personal. It's completely objective in this, but they're going to hire us, and we have to have reasonable expectations. We have to be able to have a conversation with them and be able to find some middle ground. You're not going to make the 50 to 75 a year. You might actually end up making like 27, or you might make 35. And you're like, well, I just poured all this money into college. Yep, you did. And they're the ones that probably told you to do it. It is what it is. Take it. You know what? But figure out what you want to do. If the horse industry is what you want to do, then you got to dig deep. It's not going to be easy. And you got to figure out what you're going to do. Now, some people will go off and you'll make 6 figures, and that's great, because that's the side of your business you're in. But I know a lot of people, because there's so many jobs in this industry where that's not the case. And you're going to have to be willing to take a little bit of a gut check in terms of whatever your crap your professors are feeding you, and realize, hey, what is going on? And what's the best way you can do that right now? You can go down and you can say, I would love to have an opportunity to work for so and so, and you write their names down. And before you graduate, call them and ask them, what are they looking for? And when they hire people in those positions, what is the normal package? Like, what is the normal hiring process like? And what is the compensation? It's nothing, people get all worried to talk about money, but if you say, I'm just trying to best prepare for this, and if you find out that it is something so arbitrary, like $15,000 a year, and no benefits, no housing, no nothing, and you're like, that's just not going to work. It's better that you find that out now than when you graduate and you're like, I've got to do something, and they're like, yep, here's your 15, and you're like, no, that's not going to work. Go ahead and figure it out now. Even it's August, it's the middle of August, this is the best time to be talking about this. Like, sit down, figure out who you want to work for. You're going to be applying to jobs all year if you're a senior, and if you're not a senior, you got plenty of time. Go out there and figure this stuff out. Make the phone call, talk to these people, figure out what they're going to be doing. You know what, send them an email, send them a message on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, but be understanding that they're not looking at this from the same angle, and be ready to be flexible, because it's not, I know some of your professors are out there feeding you a bunch of crap, and I'm not here to be the Debbie Downer. I just want you to be prepared for this, because I've been there. I've been through that university and been told, go out there and get what you're worth. They didn't tell us a number when I was in school, but they said, go out there and get what you're worth and don't get a dime less. Negotiate with them. If they tell you this number, always send them a rebuttal. I agree. I love to negotiate. If they offer you $27,500, you say, I need 33. They say, no, we can't do 33. We're going to do 30. You know what you just did? You got yourself a couple $1,000 more. That's great. I am all up for negotiation. But, when somebody comes back and they say, we'll give you $27,500, don't get offended, because they don't care, because someone's going to take the $27,500, and you know what, and if someone doesn't, what's going to happen? The industry is going to have to change, because then our generation's saying, you know what, that job that used to pay $24,000 a year or $12 an hour, it's already happened, guys. People are out cleaning stalls that were making $7.50 an hour or minimum wage, wherever it was in the particular state. If it was $7 an hour, they were making $14,000 a year. Those same people right now are making $12 an hour. They're making $24,000 a year. So I know there's going to be a change over the next couple years. Over the next 5 to 10 years, the minimal jobs and all the way up are going to start making more money. The people that are assistant managers will start making $40,000 instead of $27,000, or instead of $30,000. And people that are in high-end manager roles will probably be making $50,000 to $75,000, maybe $65,000. Because it's already started to happen. It's the bottom tier, the stall cleaners, the barn help, the grooms, they're requiring a bigger pay, and it's going to trickle, it's going to go right on up the scale. But guess what, guys? Don't get offended because it's not happening today. It's happening slowly but surely, but it hasn't reached. If you're wanting to get into an assistant manager role, an assistant trainer role, a barn manager role, any kind of lead, understand that you're not going to get the $50,000, $75,000. I'm going to harp on that, because I think that some of you are going to watch this and you're going to go, yeah, I can get it. Well, I hope you do get it, because that'd be great. That helps our business. That helps the industry. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on the students and the collegiates, and the graduates are going to put a lot of pressure on the industry, because you're saying, I need more money, because the cost of living is going up. You need a certain amount of money just to survive. Now, your goals and everything and how much you're willing to eat crap for over a certain period of time just depends on how bad you want your certain thing. If you really want it bad, you're willing to make more sacrifices. And if you just want to work a standard, 6-day week, 10-hour days, which is pretty standard in the equine industry, 10, 12-hour days, at least 6 days a week, if you're wanting to do that, then you'll find a job, but you're going to be capped on the potential, because you're going to fall into a certain skill set and you'll stay there and you'll move up over a period of time, but it's going to be a bit more like government work. It's going to be slow. But that's all personal. It all depends on what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I want to make sure that as a graduate myself and having gone through, there's no reason to get emotional. Like, we reap what we sow. We decided to go to college. That's a good investment. Maybe. I don't always agree. I didn't go to college to learn to train horses. Would I go to college again if I had the opportunity? Hell no. I would not have gone back. I would not go back to school, but I also wouldn't change a thing. I have no regrets for doing that. But knowing what I know now, I would not have gone to college to be a horse trainer. I didn't. And in fact, I didn't go to college to be a horse trainer. But what I did do is I went to college, be frankly honest with you, because my parents helped float the bill on it. They said, hey, you need to go to college and get that education because no one can take your knowledge away from you. That's what they told me. And I've been preached that my whole life. I tried to convince them to let me take a year off. I fought it tooth and nail. I didn't want to go. But guess what? If I had to pay for it, there's no chance in hell I would have gone. I would not have floated the bill on it, because I was not willing to take on the debt of college to do that. But I had a very unique opportunity. And, even when my parents said, you need to go to school, and I said, fine, I didn't want to be there so much that I told them I'm graduating in 3 years. I'm like, I'm out of here. It wasn't to save them money. I felt good that they did save money, but it was because I didn't ultimately really want to be there. I wanted to get on to that next, I wanted to start my career and get into the craft that I wanted to do, which was train horses. So I went to college. I got a great foundation, just like you guys are getting in the basic education, but you guys need to get out there. You need to get those internships. You need to take part-time jobs, and you need to dig deep into what you want to do, what your craft want to be. And if you don't know, it doesn't matter. That's fine if you don't know. You don't have to know. But you need to be willing to go out and try something and try to develop the craft. And when you do an internship and you're like, this sucks, that's great information. It's better that you find that out now than take a job in that career and now you're in a contract to keep that job. No, go out there and do those internships. Do stuff. If you don't want to, you want to be in the horse business, but you're not sure whether you want to train horses or do you want to manage a boarding barn, if you want to get into sales or if you want to get into designing arenas and jumps and courses and stuff like that. There's so many opportunities, guys. It's amazing. Just dig in there a little bit. I went into school coming to the University of Kentucky thinking I'm going to the horse capital of the world where I'm going to get this awesome hands-on experience from this legendary program. You know what I found out? I got up here, I met with professors, I went through the college, and it took me until 2 or 3 weeks into school before I realized that the program that I was in had only been official since 2009. It was 3 years old when I got there. And I didn't realize that until I got there. I was moved in, I was in college, tuition paid. I didn't know. That's piss poor research on my part, but I assumed going to Lexington, Kentucky, where there's thoroughbreds and there's horse culture and bourbon, I'm like, this is it. I have arrived, essentially. And then I got here and I'm like, wait, this program is so science-based, it's built around the thoroughbred, and it's a super young program. I was like, but I was committed. I felt committed at that point. I'm like, well, I just got to stick with it. I've got to see this through. So I made the most of it. I was like, well, you know what? I want to work with horses hands-on when I get out of here. I only get to take one hands-on course with horses my whole time here. So you know what I did? I went out and got internships. I interned with a thoroughbred outfit before I even started my freshman year. Then I took another internship and we went to Iowa and trained horses after my freshman year, or after my first year. And then between my second and my third year, I had an internship that was back here in Kentucky where I spent the summer traveling around the state of Kentucky and training horses on the side. But I knew that the college wasn't going to serve me in the field that I wanted to go into. It would give me the foundation in terms of health and disease and anatomy and all the science-based things, but it wasn't going to teach me my craft. And so that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to take that self-analysis. I want you to dig deep. It's self-awareness. It's knowing yourself, knowing what your strengths are, knowing even what your weaknesses are, but playing to your strengths and going out there and then realizing, okay, what is the strengths of this program? What is this program going to do? I can guarantee you that program is going to help you make connections. Go in there, bug the crap out of your professor, say, hey, who do you know that might be able to hook me up or might be able to point me in the right direction for this? And meet people. Go out there and dig deep. Develop your craft so that when you graduate and you're ready to take a job, you have a skill set that the employers can go, yes, we need this guy. And in fact, we're willing to pay him a little bit extra because we know that he's going to be the right fit for us. And develop those relationships. Work hard to do it. But don't get so damn entitled about the fact that you're not going to make $50,000 to $75,000 a year. There's some stigmas about our generation that are complete bullshit, that people think that we're not going to work hard because we had a silver spoon in our mouth when we were born and we've always had what we wanted. Well, guess what, guys? If that's you, I want you to have a real good gut check right now because the business isn't going to tolerate it. This business is some old codgers that have been here in their 5th generation, and they don't think that you're willing to work for it. So they pretty much would rather sell their farm and shut the doors before letting somebody like us hand it over. You know what? That's freaking sad, because they're the ones that raised us. So the joke's on them. The joke isn't on us. And I know that, just like any generation, there's lazy people. There's lazy people that were part of the baby boomer generation just as much as there's lazy people that are part of our generation. But if you're really willing to make it and you want to make it in this business, you're not lazy. You're willing to put in the work. You're willing to make the sacrifices, and you need to just have a gut check on how much sacrifice you're willing to make and how bad you want it and where do you want to go. And if you don't know where you want to go, that is fine. Try different things. But guys, ultimately, understand that whatever your professors are feeding you, and they're trying to make the program, they're marketing the program. They're telling you and your parents when you come for your little student advising conferences, oh yeah, little Johnny and Betty Sue, they can come in and they can do what they love. They can work with horses and they'll learn about horses, and they're surrounded by horses, and they'll have such a beautiful college experience. And then afterwards, they're going to get to do an internship where they get to get that hands-on experience and that real life experience, which is a bunch of bullcrap words. And they're going to get that real life experience, and they're going to go through this internship, and then they're going to graduate, and they're going to make $50,000 to $75,000 with full benefits. Don't believe it. It's a bunch of crap. What you're going to do is you're going to spend a bunch of money on a college education. You're going to meet a bunch of friends. You need to get involved in student organizations. You need to find professional organizations. You need to have a social life, and you need to enjoy it, because it's about the last 3 to 4 years of your life where you get to vacation. Because guess what? I loved college. I had a blast in college. I did things in college I thought I'd never do. I got involved in things, and I learned things, and I got better at things that I thought I would never be good at. And I found myself a lot. But I loved the college experience. I hated school. And I'm sure so many of you are in the exact same boat as that. You love college, or you love the idea of college, but school itself pretty much sucks. Well, guess what? You're going to work. If you're in it and you need to finish up, if you're going into your senior year, wrap it up, enjoy this last year. Have a freaking blast, but work your butt off. Have fun, go to the party, meet new people, make memories, do all that fun stuff. And then also get up the next morning and work your freaking tail off, and keep your goals, write your goals down, pin them beside your computer, and look at them every single day and go, I want this, and I'm getting up extra early, and I'm working extra late to make this happen. So guys, I hope you guys found this insightful. That's my rant on help. I just really want to provide you guys content. It's a bit of a rant on this whole college equestrians and people that are going to college for these equine programs. I'm super passionate about it. I'm super thrilled to have the opportunity to be able to sit down with college students throughout this next year. We're going to film those because I want to be able to bring a live Q&A to you guys. If you found this insightful, if you found this helpful, and you're looking for some guidance on this, I am passionate about this. I want you guys to send us messages. I want you guys to send us a DM on Instagram, or send us a Facebook message, or email us, or do whatever you mind doing. Just, if you have questions about this, send us messages. We've been there. I've been through the internship program. I've got, we picked up several accolades or whatever that means, but it didn't matter at the end of the day. But we learned a lot. We met people. We've been through that college experience. We've been hired on. We've gotten jobs outside of after college, and now we're running our own businesses because that was our ultimate dream. We're doing it. We're 25. We're 2 years out of college. When I say we, it's my wife and I, Meredith, and she went through the program as well, and now she's doing equine branding for equine branding and marketing and graphic design for horse businesses. And we're learning so much. Our perspective is on a whole different realm now that we've gone from going into college, being a student, being an employee, and now being an employer. It's valuable experience that you'll never be able to replace, and we're here to help you guys. We greatly appreciate all you guys tuning in on our YouTube channel. Everybody on Instagram Live, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be getting to the comments as we go through, and then everybody on the podcast as well. Thank you guys for checking out this episode. It's episode number 2 of the Horseman's Journey with Colton Woods, myself here, and stay tuned because we're going to be bringing you guys some more hot topics, insights into what we're doing, and we greatly appreciate having you guys along for the journey. Like I said, if you found this inspirational, if you found this helpful, if you found this content that is super insightful, be sure, tag your parents, let them have a nice reality check on this. They might need to hear it from somebody else. If you have a friend that's going to college for this equine degree and you're thinking that they're full of crap and that it's not even their fault, it's because the programs is just fluffing it up for them, tag them below this video. Let's get this out there to as many people as possible, because we want to make sure that we're bringing developed assets into the equine industry. We want people that are true professionals, that don't just have that, they had that foundation education that's valuable from the college side, but they also have gone out and developed skills to a craft that make them an asset to an employer, because ultimately you need to make a living, because you need to be able to live your life. You need to be able to have a lifestyle that you're comfortable with. You need to be able to have cash flow to build your dreams, maybe pay for the cost of having a family, getting a mortgage, or whatever your aspiration, or investing in gosh knows what, buying your first racehorse. You need to be able to have cash, because cash is king, and you need to be able to get what you're worth, but within reasonable expectations. And I know that this could hopefully have been a big eye opener for a lot of people. This is just coming from sheerly my experience, having gone through it myself, having talked with professionals, and coming from someone now that is on the employer side of things. And there's nothing more that I'm really much more passionate about besides training horses and teaching people on the horsemanship side than it is to help people develop themselves and get prepared for the future ahead of them. So guys, thanks again for tuning in. My name's Colton Woods. I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in to the second episode of the Horseman's Journey. We'll catch you guys next time. Take care.